May 25, 2012, a night shrouded in darkness. Inside apartment 208 on the grim Decory Boulevard in Montreal, a nightmare was about to unfold. Luka Magnotta, a man with a chilling smile and eyes as empty as an abyss, had set a deadly trap. His prey? Lin Jun, a 34-year-old international student from China, innocent and unaware that he had just stepped into the lair of a predator. The small apartment reeked of decay, a silent witness to the horror about to unfold. Lin Jun lay bound, stripped, and helpless on a filthy bed. His wide, terrified eyes darted around, searching for mercy that would never come. And then, from the shadows, Magnotta emerged, his face masked, his movements deliberate, savoring the moment like an artist admiring his canvas. He wasn't in a rush. He wanted to enjoy this. His cold fingers traced Lin Jun's face, a ghostly caress, a prelude to death. Then, without warning, his twisted smile contorted, his eyes igniting with manic excitement. He lifted a screwdriver, or rather, a weapon of the damned, its metallic glint flashing under the dim light. Then, he struck. Again. And again. The sickening sound of steel-piercing flesh filled the room, a gruesome symphony of agony. Blood splattered across the walls, the sheets, the floor, turning the room into a macabre crime scene. Lin Jun's silent screams faded as his life drained away. But Magnotta wasn't finished. Not even close. With trembling hands, shaking not from fear, but from sheer ecstasy, he picked up a knife. Methodically, he carved through flesh and bone, slicing with the precision of a deranged butcher. He dismembered his victim, piece by piece, his eyes gleaming with an unholy hunger. Then, as if staging some grotesque feast, he placed the severed body parts onto a plate, admiring his work like a mad chef preparing his signature dish. And all of it, every single second, was recorded. 11 minutes of pure horror, immortalized in a video that would haunt the internet forever, one lunatic, one ice pick. The haunting melody of True Faith by New Order played in the background, a chilling contrast to the unspeakable carnage on screen. And then, as if inviting the world to witness his masterpiece, Magnotta uploaded it to a violent website. The internet recoiled in horror. The police? They dismissed it, assuming it was just another sick joke floating around the dark corners of cyberspace. But they were wrong. Horribly wrong. The darkness of apartment 208 didn't just consume Lin Jun. It dragged all of Canada into a waking nightmare, one that no one would ever forget. May 29, 2012, City awakes to a nightmare. The morning in Montreal was gray and lifeless, but nothing compared to the horror waiting to be uncovered. A foul, putrid stench seeped from a garbage dump near Decory Boulevard, a scent so thick, so unnatural, that it clung to the air like death itself. There, buried among the filth, lay an old, blood-stained suitcase, worn and forgotten and silent, yet screaming for someone brave enough, or foolish enough, to open it. When the police arrived, they had no idea that what was inside would haunt them forever. As the lid creaked open, a wave of decay rushed out, an invisible force so overpowering that officers had to erect a tent around the area to contain the noxious fumes of death from infecting the entire neighborhood. Inside, the dismembered remains of Lin Jun. His body, mutilated, punctured, rotting. Flesh peeling away, revealing pale, exposed bone beneath pools of blackened blood. Nearby, 33 other garbage bags lay scattered, a grotesque collection of horrors. Kitchen knife, a blood-soaked blanket. T-shirt, a yellow t-shirt, stained red. Dog face, a dead dog, its lifeless eyes staring into oblivion. And then, the tools of a madman. A mangled screwdriver. A rusted knife. A power saw, its edges coated with death. The investigators sifted through the carnage, their hearts pounding. Then, a breakthrough. Among the filth, they found a document with a name, Luka Magnotta. An address, 5720 Deckery Boulevard, apartment 208. At first, they thought the body in the suitcase was Magnotta himself. They were wrong. Horribly wrong. This was only the beginning. But where were the rest of Lin Jun's remains? The police rushed to apartment 208, but inside, they found only emptiness, a chilling void, as if the room itself had swallowed every trace of life. Then, security footage revealed a terrifying figure. A man in a yellow t-shirt. His face hidden in shadows. At 4:20 a.m. on May 29, he was seen calmly disposing of garbage 20 times. No hesitation. No fear. Like a demon toying with its prey. Then came the packages. A blood-stained parcel, delivered straight to the headquarters of Canada's Conservative Party. Inside, a decomposing body part, wrapped in delicate pink tissue paper. And a poem. A twisted, mocking message. Roses are red, violets are blue. It was a promise. A threat. The killer wasn't finished. A second package arrived at the Liberal Party office, containing another severed limb. The police finally realized the truth. Luka Magnotta wasn't a victim. He was the monster. Lin Jun's suffering was his game, and the packages of body parts were his trophies, letters of death, mocking the helplessness of law enforcement. Interpol issued a global manhunt. But Magnotta had vanished. With a fake passport and a disguise, he slipped through Montreal streets, leaving a nation in terror. Surveillance footage from a local post office captured his final act, a chilling image of a man mailing death, his expression cold, his purpose unshaken. He wanted the world to know his name. And with every step he took, he plunged another knife into humanity's soul. This nightmare wasn't over. It had only just begun. Luka Magnotta, a demon in human skin, could not hide forever in the shadows he had created. In early June 2012, he slipped into an internet cafe in Berlin, Germany. His wild, manic eyes gleamed as he typed his own name into Interpol's most wanted list. He was addicted to attention, hooked on notoriety like a junkie craving his next fix. And in the end, that sick obsession would be his downfall. The cafe owner, heart-pounding, recognized the murderer from the wanted posters. His hands trembled as he dialed the police, all while Magnotta sat there, completely absorbed, relishing the twisted fame his crimes had given him. Then, German officers stormed in. The cold snap of handcuffs rang out like a death knell for the monster. As they dragged him away, Magnotta's face paled, but at the corner of his lips, a smirk curled. A vile, disturbing smile. Because this was what he had wanted all along, infamy. Canada sent a special military jet to retrieve him. No airline would allow such a deranged killer on board. During the flight, he sobbed. But the moment he set foot back in Montreal, his eyes lit up with eerie satisfaction. As he walked through the swarm of cameras, he smiled like a victor basking in his triumph. As if the blood of Lin Jun and the horrified gasps of millions were nothing more than his red carpet to stardom. But his moment in the spotlight would be short-lived. In the interrogation room, Magnotta unraveled. Gone was the ruthless butcher from the video. What remained was a frail, timid man, speaking in eerily polite tones. He crossed his legs, took a drag from a cigarette, and laced his fingers together as if confused by all the fuss. A masterclass in deception. He refused to admit guilt. Instead, he blamed everything on Manny, an imaginary tormentor, a ghostly figure he claimed had forced him to kill. But the truth came crashing down. Manny was a lie stolen from a character in Basic Instinct. A carefully crafted alibi Magnotta had prepared over a year and a half before the murder. December 12, 2014, the courtroom fell silent as the sentence was handed down. Life in prison. No parole. Luka Magnotta was locked away in solitary confinement, where the sun never touched his skin again. He refused interviews. He faded from public view. But one question remained, one chilling, unanswered mystery. What created this monster? Once, he had been a shy boy, bullied and overlooked. Then, he turned to torturing animals. Before Lin June, he had already killed, not humans, but helpless creatures. He had filmed himself suffocating kittens in plastic bags. He had tied a puppy to a broomstick and drowned it. He had sent the videos to the world, taunting, daring someone to stop him. No one did. And so, his bloodlust escalated. Until finally, he made the leap from animals to people. Now, Luka Magnotta rots in his cell, but his ghost lingers. Lin June, a kind, hard-working young man, was not just one family's loss. His murder left a scar on society's soul. The silent screams of his final moments, the stench of blood in apartment 208, and Magnotta's twisted smile still echo in the darkness. A chilling reminder. Monsters don't just exist in movies. They walk among us. And sometimes they win, while the world looks the other way.